But first of all, let me welcome on stage our great jury. So for this year's pitching competition, we'll have in the jury Charlotte Dagulke, the independent advisor and the founder of Albion Live Ventures. We'll have Louis Heiberg, who you've seen on stage already, and we have Elias Aalto, whom you might know as one of the investors in the Shark Tank Finland, and also maybe probably one of the founders of this little-known food delivery app, Volt. So guys, if you want to take it away, say a couple short words to our contestants and to our audiences, and then we'll start with the pitches.
An introduction? Yeah. So I'm Charlotte Dagulke, really happy to be here. I'm an independent investor and advisory board member, both focusing on the food tech space, but also the broader consumer-centric sustainability initiatives. I have spent the last 6 years investing and supporting startups, and before that I have like 12 years with experience from the industry, working for the leading branded consumer goods company in the Nordics.
So happy to be here again on the stage, now with a completely different role. So I'm looking forward to see visionary founders and entrepreneurs building great stuff, hopefully with the, solving some big problems. And otherwise, I'll just wish all the participants good luck, and I'm looking forward to learn some new stuff as well.
Hey, I'm Elias. I'm a hobbyist investor in some 20 startups, an accidental food space investor through Shark Tank. I ended up investing in 2 different food companies through that show. I figured I would be more of a tech investor, but consumer products are cool. So easy to invest when you can actually understand what they do.
Awesome, thank you so much. So if you wanna take your spaces, and then without further ado, let's go into the first pitch, which will be Superground. Give a hand, please. Yes, thank you so much.
Good morning, everybody, or should I say good day. So I'm Santtu Vekkele from Superground, and today I'm talking about our company. The company should be actually named as the Bone Company, because what we do is we process bones. So right now, the food system is broken. As we all know, at least we all should know, we should improve the system now. But very little is happening. Something like 2 to 4% are actually changing to more sustainable diets. And if you calculate it in many ways, we are in a hurry. If we can say 1 carbon dioxide equivalent today, it's a lot more important to do it now than to do it 10 in 50 years or 25 years. So we have to do it now, but the time takes a lot of time. The problem is that people can choose their own food. When they go to the grocery store, they buy whatever they used to buy. They don't want to compromise, they don't want to pay more, they want to do whatever they've been doing for the last, whatever they've been living. But we can't let them do that. The problem is that right now, there are very, very few forces to make the change happen. We can't force them, there's no special tax for unsustainable food coming soon. And at the same time, if we want to do the changes, they have to be somehow invisible, or they have to be very slow. So we can wait people change their habits, it's going to take a long, long time. Or it has to be invisible. We give something that they don't know that is better for the environment, but has no change in their diet or their life. So right now, we have a lot of emissions in the food sector. Some people even say that it's actually the largest causer of carbon dioxide equivalent emissions, especially if we actually take the land use into account. And at the same time, we should be able to lower the emissions way or another, because otherwise food industry is going to be the only industry not doing their part in this whole change. Yeah. But that's why the Superground is here. So we enable food companies to utilize their hard tissues, bones, joints, pretty much anything you can eat normally to make it in a good tasting food. And that enables you to get something like 20 to 50% more food from the same amount of input. So the same amount of salmon, the same amount of poultry, the same amount of pork. Right now they're not really rendered to feed, but it's always a lot more efficient to eat than render it back to the food chain and lose a lot of nutrients and energy in the process. So right now, we also need to do a change where we will have a lot more protein and food for the people in the future. The population is growing still. But to do this, we need to have more food. But it's not going to be the protein revolution we've all been waiting for. So a lot of people hope that it's going to be something sustainable, but if you look at the statistics, it's not. It's poultry, it's farm fish, even the use of beef is increasing all the time. So right now, what we do is we do a paste, or our customers do a paste from bones, and then the bones are used in existing products. Chicken nuggets, fish balls, patties, picarelli, pretty much anything that is processed. And we can use the paste up to 50% in the product, and there is no sensory difference for the customer. So they will be eating fish balls, but now they're actually eating fish balls with bones up to 50%, and they didn't know any change in the product. Or of course we can do a new kind of a product that is completely made out of bones. The paste itself is like loose, kind, smooth, soft paste. And the paste is very, very cheap to create. All the cost included, it's like 20 to 30 euro cents per kilo to do it. And we've been now selling the paste for companies that have been processing it, and they've been doing fish balls, and the fish balls have been in restaurants and schools, and it's been a great success. So the consumers didn't know any difference, and if we asked them that, did you know that this food actually had bones, they didn't care. And the big difference here is that our raw material can be the bones alone, nothing else. So we can also have a concentrated bone where all the soft tissue is already used as a food. No other company can actually do it. Maybe they can do a broth, but it's a completely different thing. So food is big business, meat is bigger business, and at the same time we can solve a lot of these problems by just eating the raw material. And we have existing machinery which is running in Sweden, so we can produce there a few tons a week. And in the very near future, it's going to be about 2 million kilos per year. And there is a market for the product. We don't need to create the market. And at the same time, our Swedish small pilot factory can't produce enough of it. And at the same time, we are looking for more funding. So if you look at superprime.com, you can find it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the presentation. We now have a couple minutes for some questions from the jury, so take it away.
Yeah. Thank you so much for a super straightforward and very visual presentation. What's the result that you're most proud of until now?
Sorry, I have a...
Exactly. I was up there a couple of minutes ago. What's the result that you're most proud of?
I'm most proud, if I got the question right, I hope it's hopefully echo. So I'm most proud of the thing that we can actually process all the hard tissues in a paste that is completely, it's very light in color, and it's easy to mix to existing products. And we can use, like they call it MSM, mechanically separated meat, leftover cake. So there is the hard tissue cake left from the poultry processing. For like, we were in the US in the Tyson competition that we won. There, like no other company can actually utilize the leftover cake because it's only hard tissue. And the bones are about 15% of protein. So the amount of protein in the bone is actually surprisingly close to muscle, which is 17 to 20. So we can utilize the bones, are mostly collagen, and get the fats and the protein from there with the food. We don't have to like decrease the nutrition value of the product at the same time. So I would say that the biggest thing here is that we can utilize the hard tissue only. We don't have to mix it with like in a small fish. You have all the muscle and
There was a scare about the pink sludge at some point in terms of like the poultry industry, where my understanding is they essentially ground up the whole chicken to create nuggets. So isn't this already sort of done? My understanding is that in chicken they actually ground up the bones to make these nuggets, right?
My favorite point, they don't do that.
They don't?
Yes, they don't do it. And it's actually been proven many times they don't do it. But the funny thing here is that when you ask from customers, great majority of the people in Finland, Sweden, and Germany we've been working with think they already eat bones actually, but they don't. They are
It's just hard to do
mentally.
something.
Sorry?
But it's okay, sure.
Yeah. But it's easy to actually, you can call to food safety authority and ask if somebody's doing it. Nobody is doing it.
But the food safety authority is fine with you doing it.
yeah. But in this case, the thing is that like we are providing people something they think they already do,
Yeah.
but they don't. Like there's no company in Europe that is actually using bones, poultry bones in food, and very few are using any kind of fish bone either.
That's awesome, amazing. Thank you so much. I will have to be the bad guy here. Thanks for the pitch, please. Very quick round of applause, and then right away, let's welcome on stage the next startup, which is Data Bytes.
Oh, hi everyone, I'm Sarah from Data Bytes. We make food export easy.
There? You stole the clicker.
Oh, it's on the phone.
I have my own one.
The problem we are facing is actually food export. It is extremely hard and it's challenging. According to statistics, up to 70% companies fail during the first year of expansion. They said it's struggling and it's hard. We even talked to some companies in Finland, and even less than 6 months, they knew they failed their expansion to Sweden. The problem we are facing is basically understanding the market and finding the right distributors. What I mean with understanding the market is seeing the feasibility whether this is the right market for them to enter or not, and is this the right distributors or not. So that's why with this problem we are building our platform to see the feasibility, supply and demand in global view. So we provide information in global view based on the data, but also market insights, trends, and also understanding the price and competitiveness. We also provide lists of people. When we talk to companies, they don't need thousands or even hundreds of people. They only need small number of companies they can talk to, or even distributor or retailer, when they know they are certain they are going to buy the products. So we're gathering data from many different resources, public, officials, and open resources, aggregate the data and compile it to one information. So they can see the feasibility, what's going on in the world demand, and what's going on. So far, we get our first email customer, and at the same time, this is the status we got from them. From the platform, they can work faster, they can save time at the same when doing research. We've grown for the past 3 months. We have our waitlist and companies in Sweden and Finland. We are tackling companies. We are going to provide information in German and Sweden at this moment. Why is German and Sweden? Because Sweden, at least in Nordics, they want to export in Sweden, and German why? Because at least in Europe, everybody wants to go to Germany. So we will start with these two countries, and right now we just launched our platform recently, and we onboard some customers and companies already. We are testing which data points they get the most and which data point they use frequently. So we are a team of 5, 3 people full-time, 2 people part-timers. So we are doing it, building our language model at the same time. The market for export is extremely huge, trillions, 100 trillions, but I think the number doesn't make sense. So we try to be more specific based on data solutions for food industry market. And then we're aiming to tackle small portion of it, and we will start with Europe. Once we know the tech, how it works, we will get it from global. And how we're going to get customers so far, we're going to display events such as this, and also connections and organic customers. So once we know somebody, they will usually introduce us, oh, you have to connect with these people, you have to talk with these people. So we grow organically at the same time. So far, we started in July, and under a month we got our first customer, and then we build our platform together with the customer, and we just recently launched our platform and then we just onboard companies from coffee, dairies, and also bread. So if you're struggling with food export, then thank you. Questions?
Thank you so much. Now it's time for the questions.
Thank you for a good pitch and clearly structured. I really liked it, and I also think it's very exciting with these initiatives that help the food industry scale. So thank you. What is, if you're going back to the milestone, what is the key things that you need to deliver on maybe in 12 to 18 months from now?
Actually, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We want to deliver is data points. So what do they need? All companies, their goal is only one. They want to export successfully and finding the right business partner for the long term. We want to help them find the right market. Let's say people said you have to go to Poland, but turns out Poland is not the right market. Or even some other companies said Sweden is the right market, but turns out there are so many competitors. So we try to prevent those so they can export successfully, and also finding the right distributors. Sometimes you think you should go to retailers, but retailers demand a lot of stuff and also time consuming, so you have to go another direction. So we also provide those insights which direction you have to go so you can export successfully. That's the goal, basically.
Yeah, but for you as a company, what is the must-wins for you to succeed?
For us as a company, we want to go global for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm from Indonesia. Going global doesn't make sense to start with for the next year. So we're aiming to cover Europe first, and then once we know how to tackle, we will go global outside of Europe. Go ahead.
I'm still a tiny bit confused about the product. Is it like you can find both sort of suppliers and sales channels through it?
Yes.
So you're doing like listings of those? As a company, can I sign up as a distributor and have my own profile there and whatnot, or are you just pulling those in algorithmically?
That's the plan for the future as well. Right now, we're focusing on food companies first, and then once we gather more food companies, we will try to reach out to distributors. Although at the moment, we're also reaching out to distributors, and we have distributors in Germany.
Time for one last quick question, if you have one.
No? Okay.
Not right now. Amazing. Thank you so much for the
Thank you.
presentation. Please, a round of applause. And the next company presenting will be Raw Edge.
Hi, my name is Maria Lesmina. I'm a co-founder of Raw Edge. Let me ask you a question. How often do you feel that you constantly have to choose between something which is healthy and something which is actually tasty? I mean, historically, food was tasty and palatable, but now there is a lot of hyper-processed foods. People are bombarded with processed, ultra-processed, sugary, and food that is making us addicted. And it's also driving obesity, non-communicable diseases, and gut health issues off the roof. At the same time, we're wasting 30% of the food. We are in a crisis that is hitting our bodies, economy, and climate really hard. We don't think you have to choose. We think that delicious food should be good for you and also for the environment. Raw Edge brings together science, sustainability, and flavor. We upcycle vegetables that would otherwise turn into waste, and we make them into healthy products with taste always front and center. We do things differently. No junk, no added sugar, no shortcuts. Just science-based fermentation to increase nutritional value, shelf life, and cut down sugar, while we keep the beneficial bacteria alive. This is our first market product here, a fermented, clean-labeled soft drink that offers a great alternative to sugary and also zero beverages with living, clinically tested bacteria. But it's not only about the beverages. Our technology enables us to expand into a whole range of products, from drinks to powders to snacks to gummy bears. And these are the things that people do eat every day. We just make them healthy and we don't compromise on taste. But it's more. Take a look around in this room. Statistically speaking, every second person here is carrying a Helicobacter pylori. This is a human pathogen that's causing severe problems from reflux to even gastric cancer. We have a problem that has never done before with food. We integrate a very specific probiotic bacteria strain into our products that then acts as an antagonist to Helicobacter pylori, making it possible to prevent all these problems that you would have. Another focus for us is ingredient development. We extract sweet-tasting fibers from surplus carrot side stream, making the most out of food, moving towards zero waste, and while doing so, we create something very valuable for our products, but also for licensing. We focus on local. We work with local producers, partners, and ingredients as regionally as possible, and if possible in each target market. In this way, we keep the supply chain short and transparent, but also this way we get to focus on what we are really good at, the science and the brand. Our team is really awesome. My co-founding partner, Kristel, is a food and flavor scientist, and she's leading our R&D. I have extensive background in marketing and communication. Matti is responsible for sustainability. Ian is great with numbers, but as we are a university spin-off, we have access to cutting-edge research and resources. People want it all. They want health, they want sustainability, they want flavor, and the foods that can deliver are skyrocketing. Functional fermented foods are not just a trend, they are here to redefine how we eat and drink with impact. Healthy foods and functional foods, fermented foods combined, are expected to reach $2.9 trillion by 2032, with a compound annual growth rate of over 8%. Fermented foods are really making their momentum, so it's expected to grow even higher. We have been in the market for 1.5 years. We are available across retail, HoReCa, and also online, and we expect to reach 100K in turnover this year. So it's perfect time to grow outside Estonia because it's a very small market. So we are looking at the nearby markets with focus on Finland, and then Norway and Sweden, and then international, of course. We are targeting 500K in turnover next year. We have been bootstrapped until this point, and we are now looking for 250K to fuel our growth and focus more on R&D. And I just want to invite you to join a new wave of food tech where science, sustainability, flavor come together. We are here to redefine how we eat and drink. Thank you.
Amazing, thank you so much. I believe we can do 2 questions, so let's do.
I can start. Thank you so much for a great presentation. Claiming to be a deep tech, food tech investors, I would love to, I would love to, I'm a bit curious about the science part of it, and I'm also curious about, how much of the end product is actually from the upside part.
Sorry, actually
From the upcycling.
Actually, this is all of it, because we use the carrots that would otherwise go to waste. It's not the carrots that would even end up in retail. And the next thing what we want to do is actually work with the retails, because there's a lot of leftover like vegetables and mostly carrots, and we want to test them out as well. So, and why we do the side stream is also that we get roughly 30% for the juice from the carrot, so which means there's a lot of leftovers. So for that, we use it for fibers.
So 100% of the drink is from the upcycled ingredients?
I would say we're moving towards 100, not at the moment.
Okay.
Ideal.
And what about the next product that you have in the pipeline, which I'm also working on other products?
Yeah, well, we have 2 kind of like directions. One is the ingredients, and the other one is the kind of product development. And the product development also works in parallel. For example, what we want to do with the Helicobacter pylori, we already have tested in the lab scale. There is there is proof of concept basically. So now why we need the investment is also that we use as much as grant as possible and the university funding. So we want to do that, and we can basically use it in every product we do. So we have already done the gummy bears, we're just looking for the production partners. We can do the powders already, and the beauty of that is how to keep the bacteria alive, because the bacteria is alive in this for 12 months.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks for the pitch. And the next company on stage will be the Three Musketeers.
Hi, my name is Aisha Arte and I'm the CBO of Three Musketeers. Together, we are fixing plant-based foods with flavor. Taste is the main barrier for mass adoption of plant-based products, as research shows that 60% of consumers dislike and avoid those products because of the taste. However, 67% of all consumers confirm that they will choose plant-based over meat if the taste improved, and this is where we come in. There is a huge opportunity to capture a larger share of the market by addressing the right problem the right way. Our product is an ingredient that is circular, sustainable, and clean label. But most importantly, it increases the meaty and umami taste in these products while also masking off flavors as legume notes and bitterness on plant-based products. We are a B2B business, and with our tech, we are able to transform mushroom waste, specifically second-class mushrooms, into a high-value ingredient ready to use by plant-based manufacturers. The global market for food, flavor, and hardship is huge. It's around 8.7 billion euros, with a growth rate of 6%. Our market share is a little smaller. We have been able to calculate the market that our product monster will replace around 220 million euros, with a growth rate of 20%. I moved to Finland 2 years ago, after creating several companies and leaving a corporate job behind. I'm from the Basque Country, from Europe. For the ones that don't know it, we take food very seriously. I joined Three Musketeers to ensure that the taste in plant-based foods is taken as seriously as in any other food. The original team is completed by 3 food scientists from the University of Helsinki that were so frustrated with the taste of plant-based food that they decided to put their experience to use in order to eat it more regularly. Together, we bring an expertise in food technology, nutrition, science, and business that allow us to sell and create nutritious, healthy, and flavorful foods. So far, since our creation last year, we have been able to secure 130,000 euros in grants. And with direct sales and cold outreach, we have right now running 7 industrial trials with different companies, and we are expecting to land our first client by the end of this year. For 2025, we hope to be one of the recognized brands about the plant-based meat producers in Europe, going global by next year. For that, we will ask you to please come to us to discuss and help us making plant-based foods the first choice for all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we actually have good time for a couple questions, so.
Thank you for the great presentation. I have to disagree on the timeline of the global expansion. It said Nordics 2024, which is ending very soon, and I don't think you've conquered Nordics yet. And then Europe 25, global 26. We have unrealistic expectations of all in the beginning, but that is a bit rich.
The timeline is for our outreach, because so far we've been contacting directly the Nordics.
Yeah.
The thing is that because of the publication that we have been in, we have been contacted by companies, for example, from the US, that are already testing the product. So this is our planning and how to reach the market. It's not how the market will reach us, so to speak.
Thank you for the presentation. I'm a bit curious about the product. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you use it and is an ingredient? How much can you work together with other existing products, etc.?
So there are existing products that tackle what we do in different ways. So our aim is to be able to replace them all with just one ingredient, which is easier for the producers to create the formulations. Our product is just mushroom that has been transformed with fermentation, and we have the two streams. One is a dry product that is ready to use, and the other one is on water. So it's water soluble, yeah, a liquid. The product is considered unlabeled as mushroom because it has not a transformation other than the fermentation. So what else do you want to know? That I'm missing farming.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Please give a big round of applause. I will say, for context, the Three Musketeers did come into the competition a bit late, so if you saw a different name there on the website at some point, we had a very last-minute change, and they actually learned that they're going to be pitching, I think, Friday evening, so big thank you for that, and actually putting it together on such a short notice. Very, very well done. Thank you. And then the next company we'll be pitching, it's the Harvest AI.
Thank you so much. I'm trying to figure out quickly this first. Okay. Hi, we are Harvest AI, and we provide crop prediction and beyond. And obviously, I'm going to talk a lot about what the beyond means. And we use computer vision and machine learning for that purpose. And we currently focus on indoor farming operations. We do that because there's a strongly increasing demand for indoor farming around the world due to macro trends that aren't going away anytime soon, such as the impact of climate change on traditional agriculture and urbanization. So the indoor farming is growing strongly, but experiencing a number of pain points, including rising OPEX, for example, labor shortages, strong resource wastage. We interviewed a whole bunch of indoor farmers and they're saying they're using up to 10% of their produce between the time that they're harvesting it and the time it's getting picked up by the supermarkets. There's also lots of opportunities in the market, notably sensor data growth and an overall digitization of the sector. And on that basis, we currently provide the best crop growth and yield prediction for indoor farms available in the market. So the core of the technology originally was harvest prediction, which resolves pain points such as the resource wastage that I mentioned. But in essence, if you know when you harvest how much, then you can essentially align your entire operations to that fact, right? You know when to hire your harvest helpers, you know when to order certain supplies, and so forth. We've gone beyond that since we can now enable precise harvest date manipulation. So if you know that currently you're going to harvest a big bunch of tomatoes and other vegetables 2 days after, or the second day of Christmas or the first day of Christmas, obviously that's no good. You want to harvest 2 days before. So we can model for you exactly how much additional light, for example, or other inputs you need to put in order to harvest the day or 2 days before Christmas. Which in turn means you can game the market in order to price strategically on the days when demand is the highest. And with our computer vision, we can now also do automatic crop registrations for the farmers, which means we can tell them how many fruits and vegetables are in their greenhouse and how big they currently are, which they currently do, believe it or not, with a measuring tape. Okay. How we do that? We do it mostly on the basis of machine learning, which means using the data that are freely available in the greenhouse, as shown at the top of the slide, for example, CO2 content or temperature. And we use computer vision, which is essentially teaching an AI to see. Okay? That's shown at the bottom of the screen, and that together leads to a forecast. This goes a little deeper into the computer vision. Essentially, we can detect the stage of ripeness, in this case of tomatoes, by looking at the shape, color and size development of the fruit and vegetables, and make predictions on that basis. The technology is ready, the product is ready and has entered the market. As I mentioned, the accuracy is unrivaled both by other technologies and by extremely experienced growers. We can consistently deliver at 96% accuracy, proven for anybody who's interested. We can show the proof. The market for this is huge. As I mentioned at the beginning, indoor farming is growing and here to stay because of the macro factors that I mentioned. And we've calculated our SAM to be around 3.36 billion. We've finished the technology, we've finished the product, and we've so far deployed it in a number of commercial greenhouses, which obviously is the sort of the first part of call when you're looking for customers for this kind of technology. We've now discovered that a whole bunch of other industries are interested in understanding the exact stage of ripeness of their fruit and vegetables at any point in time and when they will be ready. I don't have time to get into that here, but it's obviously one of the key things that a lot of people are interested in. We can discuss it afterwards if you want. To just give you flavor, for example, seed producers need to be able to produce, to harvest at exactly the right time and in a uniform way. That's impossible with humans. So they want to deploy computer vision for that. This is our journey. We were incubated at MIT originally, went through an accelerator there, went through another accelerator at Oxford University, raised initially 1.7 million in non-dilutive money. Developing a computer vision technology is very expensive, but obviously it meant that we could retain a lot of the decision-making influence of our technology. Sorry, I'm standing in front of my own. That's not good, is it? Maybe the most important thing to mention then going forward is that now that we've successfully deployed that in greenhouses, we've raised another round of non-dilutive funds, this time around 1.5 million, actually now a little more than that, in order to make those, to expand the technology, or rather the product portfolio. The technology remains the same in the way that I've mentioned. So it'll enable us to gain entirely different customer segments on that basis, without having to use the diluted money. We've also so far raised around 2 million in equity. And that is us, and I still have a bit of time, in which case I can go into my backup slides, unless we want to use it for questions. I could talk very briefly about the competition if you'd like me to.
Or you have time for like one question right now.
Then we cover it in questions, that's right. Okay, let's do that.
If I was an indoor farmer, why should I choose to go with you, and what will I get, that I don't get from my current system?
I didn't understand the last part of the question.
And what do I get from the, why should I shift to your system and your solution?
Well, most of them currently use Excel sheets, okay? So that's labor intensive and inaccurate. So we actually went through a customer discovery process before starting what we did, and we asked them, essentially, without pushing our technology, we asked them what they wanted from AI these days, and they said what they really want to know is when they can harvest how much, because it addresses that pain point of deploying labor, both high-skilled labor, such as people who need to make predictions, but also low-skilled labor, such as harvesters. They know when to get how many of them. It resolves the issue of resource waste between the harvest that you didn't know about and the day that you ordered the trucks to come, it makes it puts you in a much better position in negotiating with the supermarkets and other buyers, because you can commit to a precise amount on a precise date, and that has huge advantages. To just throw one number at you, the resource wastage alone is on a per hectare basis several 10,000 on average for a large indoor farm. Per hectare.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Just like that, we are halfway through the competition already. 5 startups presented, 5 more to go, and the next one is Wildenberg.
Hello, my name is Victoria Forsberg. I'm the CEO and founder of Wildenberg Flow Snack. Wildenberg is a family business owned by me personally, and we're located in Ostrobotnia, and inspired by the wild Finnish nature and all the possibilities it offers us. People are snacking more and more. And when you go to the shops, the shelves are full of products that are processed and unhealthy. Products are often full of artificial sweeteners, preservatives, additives, and empty calories. And people are, the overweight is a growing problem both in Finland and abroad. But luckily, healthy snacking is on the rise, and people are now looking for more natural products that are high in protein, but they also want a healthy indulgence. And people are seeking for a healthier lifestyle. And that is what Weidenberg offers. We offer nutritious and delicious snacks with no empty calories, no added sugar, no preservatives, and no artificial sweeteners. The ingredients are primarily Finnish superfood. Weidenberg full snack provides your body with all the nutrition it needs. Plenty of protein and fiber, but also slow carbs and healthy fats. It's a full snack for food-smart people on the go, which fills with an uncompromising delight. And our mission is to inspire people to move more out in the wild nature and eat better. And we want to develop the snacks of the future. Our products are already the biggest chains in Finland at Soko and Kesko. And now we just made a big private label agreement last week, about 200,000 bars for next year. And we are exporting a bit to super yachts in France and Holland. And we're also discussing with travel catering companies for Lufthansa, SAS, Turkish Airlines. And we're going to have some TV visibility next year. And we are already selling in Sweden, for example, at NK, Nordiska Kompaniet, and discussing with Axe Foods and Minigo. So we see a big interest from abroad for our products. Our goal is to become the most popular healthy snack in Finland by 2029. The goals are high. And our second goal is to become a leading premium Nordic brand in the exclusive markets of tourism and lifestyle. And that is going to be possible because of our premium brand, ingredients, and packaging. And I have stories. My experience comes from food production. I was developing the Hetki brand at Fresh Servant. Product development and marketing. After that, I had my own marketing company that was sold to Hoist Media, belongs now to Bonniers. And now I'm working on the next success story. Our plans is to go abroad, and we're already selling abroad. We have got interest also from America, for example, from Inter Miami, Beckham's team. So that's nice, but we're not selling there yet, but soon, hopefully, and also to Asia and some countries in Europe. And the European healthy snack market is rapidly growing with an annual growth rate of 6%. And our revenue, we started 2 years ago, and our revenue this year is going to be just under 300,000, and next year about 600,000 to 700,000. And the goal for 2030 is the brand to be valued at between 30 to 50 million euros. And these are our products. We have the full snack bars, we have Bliss Bites, we have gluten-free cookies, and pralines and gift boxes. And these are our first products, and we're also going to develop new product categories as we grow. And it is possible to make good business on our products. We have pretty good margins, and we're now seeking for our first investor, and we're seeking for a 5 to 10% investment based on a valuation of 1.6 million euros. And our products are about the bars are about 269 in shops, and this bites 159. In Finland, we don't want to have too high prices. We want to be a mass product also in Finland, even if we are premium. But abroad, we want to find the luxury markets. We have a really excellent team. Yeah, full snack for a full life.
Thank you so much. So now let's do 2 quick or 1 longer question.
I can take it quick. Thank you, it looks delicious. What about production? Do you have your own production facility?
Yes, we have production facilities in Kaustinen.
Okay.
Yes.
And that could also be used for these other products you are developing at the moment?
The products that I showed, yes, those are the ones we are delivering right now. But if we go into drinks, for example, then we won't make them by ourselves. Then we will have a producer.
Thanks.
My only sort of reservation is the amount of already different products in terms of compared to the revenue number. It's because I'd like to see more sort of concentration on being good at something, winning a single market before expanding a lot of the.
Yes, we will. The new categories are coming like in 3 years maybe, but it's the development takes long. So these are the products that we are focusing on right now. Yes, yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much for the presentation.
Thank you.
And the next startup is Pahtu.
Hello everybody, my name is Vez. I am from Pahtu. I would like to ask you one question before you ask me a question. How many of you have at least 1 cup of coffee today? I'm sure you can have one. I'm quite like seeing this, since we drink 49 million kilograms of coffee every year here in Finland. And most of them, they ain't upon biowaste. Besides this, every year we are cutting around 85 million cubic meters of tree to make a firewood. Sad to hear this. We have a good news for you. Our innovation calls coffee log. It's made out of your coffee waste, and you can use it exactly same as firewood, except it burns hotter, stays longer, and it leaves less ashes. It weighs only 500 grams, but can you imagine? It burns for 1 hour. We have tested, it's safe to use. How does it work? Simple. We collect coffee grounds from our partners, we will transport them to our factory, and then we will make a log and sell them through our online store or retailers. Our most customer will be B2C, especially those people who use wood regularly. Besides B2C, we will have B2B customer, and we will make a customized product for them, so they can give our product as a gift to their customer or their employee. We promise we will make our product out of coffee waste. Right now, we are focusing on a coffee log, and we will have them in 2 different sizes. The bigger size, it will contain 16 log, and as I say, we will sell them through an online store or retailers. The smaller size, which is 6-pack, we will sell them through coffee shops or restaurants where we collect their coffee grounds. As you know, we are 5 million here in Finland, and there's more than 2 million fireplaces, including in sauna. And the demand for firewood has been rising up every year. And only between 2021 to 2022, the demand has been raising around 26%. And we have asked each retailers, they sell around 100,000 bags of firewood every year. We asked those people who use wood regularly, and 63% of them, they found out, or they told us, it's really important for them to have their wood in a sustainable way. And most of them, they are ready to buy our product. We participated in Fresh competition this year on April, and we were the winner of the year. After that, it gave us a chance to separate our vision and tell people that coffee grounds shouldn't be wasted anymore. And our goal is to reuse all coffee grounds and make a product out of them. We are a team of 4. We are ready to be the first company in Finland to make something out of coffee grounds. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. We have plenty of time for questions, so feel free to take your time.
So is the product already for sale?
Sorry?
Is it out on the market?
Yeah, no, we are still on by the beginning of next year we will be on the market.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, I can go. I really like the whole upcycling thing, like taking care of our waste and especially taking care of some of the big food manufacturers' waste. Have you I'm just curious to know why the firewood and why not utilizing all the other good stuff that are in the coffee grounds.
That's a good question. This coffee lot, it won't be our first and last product, okay? But one thing, in my home country, I worked as an instructor, okay? And we were like designing mostly interior and outdoor. And our customer was like let's say rich people. And most of them, when they want to make something out of wood, they say that we want to have a very high good quality and that it can last this for 100 years. And most people, they live for 80 years, I don't know why they want this one. And we suggest them right away that Finnish wood is the best product, you can use it. And Finland, in my home country, is known for the very high good quality of wood. Okay, if we have this good quality of wood, and you see in the previous slide, we have used 85 million cubic meters, which means each Finns, they use more than 15 million cubic meters of fire, this is a very important for Finns. Okay, and you see, we have a lot of coffee grounds. There's a lot of coffee grounds, and we are drinking a coffee every day. So if there's a lot of demand of firewood, okay, and we are famous for a wood, we are known for a good high quality of wood. Why we should burn wood and don't think about to make something out of coffee grounds and use them and still keep our wood to make some other product which can last this for 100 years. So that's our aim, and later we will have other products, as I say. Did I answer your question? Okay. That's okay.
What about your go-to-market strategy? You're focusing on both individual customers and B2B. How do you see that develop?
Yeah, that's good. Yes, our most customer will be B2C, and we will focus on those customers. But as I said, besides we will have B2B, but we will focus on B2C. We have some plan. So right now we are partnered with Fazer, and we agree that we will sell our product through their coffee shop. That's a very good brand visibility for our product. And we are also planning to be partnered with other like sauna maker company, so they can suggest our product to their customers. And besides this, we have a lot of way for our marketing. Our marketing manager, she not really me, but another way that we are also planning to have a campaign where we can test our product, show to people, and then they can buy.
Thanks.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much for the presentation. One bonus question from me. Does it smell of coffee when it burns?
Yeah, everybody asks the same question. This product, it doesn't smell of coffee, but our next generation, which is for outdoor, it will smell of coffee and it will be anti-mosquito when you burn it.
Amazing. And then with the next startup, we are back to the food products sphere for eating. This is Mo Foods.
Imagine if I was here today pitching traditional cheese. Products so beloved, so addictive, that people struggle to give it up. But if this were a real pitch for dairy cheese, there is a lot that I wouldn't mention. I wouldn't say that cheese is one of the main contributors to global food-related greenhouse gas emissions, or that up to 90% of the raw material used in production go to waste. Imagine how absurd a pitch like that would sound today. And yet, it is still the reality for many dairy cheeses today. It just doesn't make sense anymore, especially now that we have a better alternative. Our journey began on a dairy farm where we developed a deep respect for the art of cheese making. Our background taught us the complexities of crafting something people love, and it is the inspiration for creating plant-based cheese experience that is just as satisfying as cheese. And what a better ingredient to use than the real Finnish superfood oats. Our oat-based cheeses are the results of years of dedication, blending technological innovation with passion for quality to create a plant-based cheese that doesn't just taste, smell, and look like cheese, it redefines what cheese can be. What makes Mö oat-based cheeses so special isn't just their taste, texture, sustainability, and healthiness. It's also the technology behind them. With our unique patent-pending zero-waste technology, we've created a production method that leaves absolutely no side stream at all. A complete opposite to that of traditional cheese-making process. This technology makes the production of our oat-based cheeses even cheaper to produce than traditional cheese. Now that's a cherry on top. And the reception has been overwhelming. We've launched 9 different products, seeing triple-digit growth numbers this year and expanding to export markets. Our oat-based cheeses are winning people over because they offer all the satisfaction of a cheese without the negative health impacts, such as rising cholesterol or environmental costs, all with the same price or very close to traditional feta, chèvre, or gouda. Studies show that cheese can release dopamine in our brains. Therefore, it is not surprising why it is so hard to give up on them. But now, thanks to Mö, that's about to change. We are here to change how people think about plant-based cheese and to show that you can get a little bit of dopamine when eating Mö oat-based cheeses. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think we have time for 2 questions.
So, you said the triple-digit growth, but what's the revenue?
0.7 million this year.
Okay. Nice.
Can you tell me about the customers that you work with at the moment?
Yes, so in Finland we sell with the retail groups. So for instance, Kesko is our customers. And our export strategy is to sell to food service. So we already sell to Nordic countries for food service clients. And that is the strategy to go forward. And the end goal for us is to start selling our technology. So that's where the real scale comes from.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really think it was a well-delivered pitch. Can we talk about the product and the ingredients in the product? So you mentioned oats.
Yeah.
How do you solve the fat issue?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. So oats is of course our main ingredient. We always start with the good quality Finnish oats, and we make fresh so-called oat milk ourselves. Of course, it's not the same oat milk as we see on stores. It's our own. But yeah, we need fat. We do use coconut fat at the moment for our products. We already have technology to use less saturated fat and incorporate softer fats into the products. But I think this is something that also needs more development, not only from us, but the whole industry.
Thank you so much. Amazing pitch. And thanks. And the next startup pitching, second to last actually, so we're slowly getting to the end, but very exciting. Erica Hall.
It's almost 12 o'clock, so it's alcohol time, right? So hi everyone, my name is Simo Hämäläinen and I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Alcohol. And once I get this to work, I'll tell you that we have a very cheerful way to save the planet by making alcohol from air. More precisely, we actually help alcohol and ethanol companies to make more alcohol and ethanol from their own fermentation CO2. And as side streams, we produce other valuable ingredients for food and feed and other industries. There's a huge distillery in Europe that produces over 100 million liters of vodka. We know that because we are just about to sign them for a paid pilot. They have a 40,000 ton fermentation CO2 problem. They have the capturing device, they could capture all of it, but they don't. They don't because they can't utilize it, and they simply don't have business case to do so. And that's where alcohol comes in. We help them for them to achieve their very ambitious net zero 2030 climate targets that we know they have a huge gap, and that's why they probably are talking with us. And we also know that there are a lot of other companies with similar problems because the alcohol industry is huge. Alcohol and ethanol industry combined is 2,700 times this huge European distillery. So plenty of potential customers out there. And for them, we offer the best and most sustainable business case to utilize their own fermentation CO2 by helping them to make new drinks from it and as side streams producing other valuable ingredients. This reduces CO2 emissions, land use, fertilizer use, and water use on farmland. Alcohol technology gets installed into the distillery or brewery or ethanol factory. We capture the CO2 before it ever reaches the atmosphere. We feed it to patented alcohol technology to produce biomass. And part of that biomass will then be sold back to the alcohol company to make new alcohol. And the loop starts all over again. The side streams that we have in the biomass are rich in protein, lipids, antioxidants, and vitamins. And those we sell to food, feed, pharma, and cosmetics industries. We're currently scaling up to industrial size with our first client, alcohol company called Bruket, here in Finland, during spring, for them to introduce first alcohol-based drinks to the market next year. And we have gained a lot of traction because the problem is real, and we are currently just in final phases in contract negotiations about paid pilots with two of the largest spirits companies on the planet, plus many, many other companies. Our business model is investor-friendly, CapEx-light, and scalable licensing model, where alcohol companies pay majority of CapEx and OpEx costs, and we gain most of our revenues as royalties. With this business model, the addressable market is worth 9 billion euros. Alcohol has a huge impact potential to reduce global emissions by 0.5%, reduce the land use area size of Uruguay, which is now used to make alcohol. We could use it to make something a little bit more useful, and also reduce water and fertilizer use on that farmland. We have a fantastic team with two PhD microbiologists, a CTO from bioethanol industry from SD1, and me as the commercial ex-Heineken, ex-Angry Birds dude. We have gained a lot of interest in global and domestic and international media, which has helped us to gain potential clients as well as investors. And now we're looking for money. I wouldn't be here otherwise, of course. We have a convertible bond bridge round ongoing to help us scale to industrial size, help Bruket to introduce first alcohol-based products to market, and sign one of these alcohol companies to a paid pilot. We have 500,000 already committed to the round. It's enough. If there are some very nice suitables and potential investors out there, we're happy to take 100,000-200,000 on top because startups need money and things never go as they are planned, right? And these investors get a nice leverage because we just recently got a Business Finland Deep Tech funding, which is 1.2 million out of 800, which out of 800 is grants. So there's a nice leverage to that investment. And you, the lovely audience, and all the potential investors and everyone, we invite you to join our dream, which is that one day people around the world can take cheerful climate actions, raise their glasses of alcohol, and go cheers planet. Thank you.
Great, thanks a lot. We have time for one question.
Thank you for a great pitch. I'm curious about the competition and the best alternative for these spirits and alcohol companies if they not use your technology.
Great question. So there's only one company we know that is making drinkable alcohol from air. There's a US-based company called Air Company. They use a chemical catalytic process that is allowed in the US, but unfortunately it's not allowed in EU, because all drinkable alcohol in EU has to be made from agricultural source, which we are and they are not. So there's a pretty strong legal barrier. And then other competition is, of course, alternative CO2 utilization methods. So what else they could do? They can sell it, but it's not a great business. And then they could put it in the ground and do other things as well. We believe, actually we know, that we can provide the best business case for them, which is to actually utilize the CO2 and help them to convert that into drinks, which is their real business. Did that answer to your question? Perfect. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Simon.
Thank you.
And then staying sort of in the theme of creating drinks from air, the last pitching startup will be Anta.
Thank you, Jim. All right, so I'm going to tell you about our solution to water. Freshwater scarcity is increasing, unfortunately. Climate change is very real, which is affecting freshwater everywhere. Also, even here in the Nordics, we have a problem with wells and lakes, PFAS, etc. We have an increased use of water all over the world, in typically making textiles, and semiconductors, and so forth. What are we doing about it? We're sending water across the world. Not a great thing. Trucks, boats, and transports. The main problem is it's not going away because there are more people of this ongoing. However, what can you do about it? Well, have you ever seen water drip from an air conditioner? That's sort of a byproduct. But if you do that on purpose, you can actually create water and tap it directly from the sky. Capacity of the sky is about 50 billion liters of water per second. There's enough of it. So how is it created? Hot air hits cold surface. This is pretty basic stuff. You collect the condensate, you filter it. The problem then is that it contains nothing, so you need to add minerals to taste. But what do? We scale it up. We've got the next generation energy efficient air water generators. You add solar panels, batteries, bottling facility, and some service, and you've got a factory. And this is what it looks like. So you see it looks like it rains. What are the alternatives to this? Well, you can chlorinate and filter the existing water in the ground if you have it. Finland, Sweden, so forth, we have a lot of water in the ground. But most places, the water is simply running out. What do? They take water from the sea, desalination. Costs billions to build, loads of infrastructure to do, and loads of energy. Of course, you can also use the old kind of air water generators that you can have in the kitchen that generates a few liters per day, but that's not going to cut it. What we see, rural areas, typically small villages in Africa, hospitals, we have industrial usage, off-grid purposes, agricultural usage.
We've got a lot of requests from sustainable buildings, such as hotels, resorts, skyscrapers. And unfortunately, also a lot of requests from military purposes to handle and mitigate crises and flooding, etc. This is just a case like that in the US a couple of weeks ago. Where are we? We've got a factory being built, hopefully during 2025, with 500,000 liters of bottled water per day, produced locally where the water is and not transported across the oceans. We've got a number of small accepted offers that we're currently working on. It's 2 to 3 months delivery time on that. We've got another factory ongoing discussions, and also we've got about 2 million euros in prospects, and we got daily requests because the problem is huge. This is our production factory where these are produced. These are produced in Normandy, in France. We've got industry-grade stuff ongoing. We've got CE marked equipment. And again, this is not something that you have in your kitchen. This is serious stuff. Obviously, there are these are built in containers for transportation purposes, but they don't have to be. Who are we? We are Niklas and I, 2 old farts. A lot of young people on stage today, but I think we know what we're doing. Niklas has been doing industrial sales for decades. I'm an entrepreneur myself. We've got a great technical advisory team and also sustainability team, and we've got salespeople across the globe. So, sum it up. Why us? Why now? Well, the need for water is urgent. And thanks to the new energy-efficient motor engines that we use, we can make it possible with sustainable energy sources. If you scale this up like we do, we get to an affordable cost for water. And you can apply it anywhere in the world. So we're currently asking for €1 million to scale up our sales. And I'll leave you with a slight positive note. This is our vision. Just like there are air conditioners and ventilations on skyscrapers, housetops, we believe there should be an air water generator on every skyscraper. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we have time for one question, I think.
So what's the difference between water seeder and, like, there's a bunch of these, 'cause, like, they all seem to boil down to just thermodynamics and the point where you're reverse boiling water, which is the latent energy is massive, and in the end just consumes so much power compared to this desalination. That is, like, I have a desalination plant in my summer house that can do 10 cubic meters a day, and it cost me 10K, not 100,000.
Yeah, so we produce about 20 liters of water per kilowatt hour. So that's sort of the range. And of course, if you're selling industry stuff, you need to do it where the cost makes sense. So we're down to half to 1 euro cent per liter, roughly. So it's not something you take a shower in, it's definitely something you can drink. So, and if you use it as a backup water for a vineyard or something like that, it makes a lot of sense.
But because, like, still desalination is like 50 cents a cubic meter or something.
Yeah, if you have that possibility.
Yeah, if you have, yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.
Is big, so that's why today's winner is and now I forgot the name. I know that I know the number because I'm a numbers guy.
It was How is AI?
Yes, number 5.
I feel like I looked at the Oscars except entirely unprepared. Thank you very much. It's kind of weird for us because I think you actually said nerdy, right? You said, did you say nerdy? Anyway, we're being perceived as nerdy even by you, which means we get a lot of interest from investors and specialists, I guess, but we never win at these things. Because other people give out food, and you're like, okay, you know. So, thank you very much. This is great. I guess we'll maybe talk after a little more. Thank you to everybody.
Awesome, amazing. Talking about Oscars, you actually also have a Disney prize. So take that, and we will take some pictures with it right now. So if you wanna, you know, be let's go. Let's take some pictures. Just you. Yeah, you can take it out and with that. See. Awesome. Do we want to have one picture with the Jerry's as well? Let's do it. Jerry's in the winner.
We don't touch it.
Awesome, amazing. So,
Thank you.
So Harvest AI also has a table there in the exhibition area. They will put, I guess, the prize somewhere on the table, so you'll find them easily. If you have questions, if you want to talk, they'll be there for at least a bunch more time. And yeah, this was the Tonic 2024 pitching competition. I hope you enjoyed it a lot. I know at least one guy who enjoyed it a lot. And we will go back to our regularly scheduled program.